Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy King James here. All right, so if you've been watching my channel for a little while, or you're checking me out on Twitch when I stream, you'll notice that I'm on a bit of a shotgun kick lately. And to be honest, I play a lot of Rebirth, and Rebirth has become a very popular game mode, if not the most popular according to some polls. And shotguns work really well on Rebirth, so why aren't more people using them? I think everybody's sort of on a car bullfrog kick right now, and great guns, I can see why, but I'm really enjoying playing with shotguns, and if you haven't tried them, you should. So this one is now on the Jak-12, which I said I was going to do, and I got one for the VLK Rogue coming up probably later this week, but the Jak-12 for today. So this is for you, Polo Roll-On, saying, I can't wait for the Jak video. Well, it's here right now, bro.
Right there in front of you, right in front of you, King James.
Dude, you're being rebirthed. You guys don't need buybacks.
God
Get out of there,
damn.
King James.
Got me. Behind him.
I heard him.
God damn it.
Man! Another one coming up the stairs right now, King James, live ping.
I get the most hilarious death comms using shotguns. Probably because people think they're toxic and they just get mad at it, but if you're looking to get some hilarious death comms, shotguns are definitely the way to go. Now, I had an interesting comment on my video for the Origin 12, and it was from Jason Volkanov, and he said, in my opinion, shotguns should be a niche category, which I think they are, something that someone has to master to be able to be good with it, like the movement and all that. So it'd be rewarding for good players and costly for others who want to use it to only get easy kills. Now, I'll tell you, there's no easy kills in this game. And if you're coming to try and find a shotgun to, you're watching all those, one-shot videos that YouTubers are pulling out there and, just it looks like they're getting easy kills with it, you're going to be disappointed when you pick one of those shotguns up and use it. You definitely have to use it and spend some time with it, just like any other gun. So I don't think you're going to pick these things up and just get a whole bunch of easy kills with it, because that's not going to happen. And Jason's absolutely right. So let me show you a little bit of gameplay of me using the Jak-12. So I'm carrying the Jak-12 with an AR, and it's really good for these close range engagements. And the thing I like about the Jak is that it's fully automatic. So when you're running up to a guy just like this, you can come around the corner and just hold the trigger down and get those shots off. And it's more familiar like with an SMG. So I definitely like that about it versus the Origin where you have to pull the trigger. And sometimes I find it a bit distracting when you have to pull the trigger. And here's what I'm talking about. Right here, I'm in the gas. I got the stupid gas mask animation going on and off, and it's making me hip fire and taking my hand away. So I just hold the trigger down, and it takes a little bit less time to get the shots off, and you're a bit more confident when you're not having to constantly pull the trigger. I know a lot of guys don't like single fire guns just for that reason. So the Jak-12 definitely has that. It's got a Dragon's Breath option, and it also is fully automatic. And one thing that I like about the Dragon's Breath is it does residual damage over time, or damage over time, like a dot, if you've ever played, any type of RPG games. And the damage over time is good because the guy's on fire, so if you don't get all of your shots on him and you get down, the fact that he's on fire can still get him down at the same time while you're selfing, and you can beat him on the self. And here, I think it happened right here. Had a guy shoot me, and I downed him, and he downed me, but it was he got down after, and it was the fire damage that got him after while one of my buddies was coming to res me. So, definitely like it with both options. The mobility is bad on the Jak-12, but I use different attachments than what most people use, and I'll show you those in a minute, to gain some of that mobility back. So I'm not using sort of the meta build. I actually changed it up a little bit. And the range on it is really good. Check that out. See, that's pretty far away for a shotgun, and still managed to get the down there. So, I mean, definitely viable at range. And then, of course, when you're barrel stuffing just like this, also works really well. So if you watch my Origin 12 video, I actually referenced Gumi's channel. I'm going to do it again real quick here, because the Jak, just to show the range, the thing about the Jak and the Origin is they have good range. I thought the VLK Rogue had better range, and I know Warzone Senior Citizen, you corrected me on that, so thanks. I did notice that you got to barrel stuff with the VLK Rogue a bit more, but one thing I like about the Origin and the Jak is they do have that range that you saw on that one kill right there. It's pretty good, so you don't necessarily have to barrel stuff it. And it's more like how the Gallo used to feel, because the Gallo was 7 point whatever meters for the first damage range, so you could be that little bit away, and it didn't feel like, you had to really barrel stuff with it, where you do now. But the Jak, you don't, and the Origin is also good in that sort of 7 meter range for the first kill, so their first damage range. So both of these are pretty good with respect to that. So as I mentioned, I've been carrying the Jak-12 with a FAR, with the XM4, with the AK-47. It works great with pretty well any of those ARs. Really enjoying playing with it. And I got a couple of builds here for you that I'm going to show you. A couple of different ways you can run it. Of course, the 2 different mags. And I'm going to show you some different attachments that I use versus what a lot of other guys recommend is just the sort of standard attachments. But just before I jump into that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching my channel and has subscribed recently. I really appreciate all that love and support. So thank you guys. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, consider subscribing. I just broke 9,000 subs. I'm on my way to 10. So if you can help me get to 10K subs, which is a huge milestone as a YouTuber, that'd be awesome. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I got new stuff coming out, and hit the thumbs up because it really helps with my YouTube ranking. All right, let me show you the build for the Jak-12. All right, so I got the Jak-12 unlocked. I just got a skin on it. I'm going to do the build for this gun a little differently. So I'm going to start with the stuff that you're probably going to run no matter what. So the 5 milliwatt laser, and the reason for this one is hip fire accuracy and sprint to fire speed. So it gives you that extra mobility that you really lack on the Jak-12, because when you start kitting this thing out, the mobility gets brutal on it. So you definitely want that, and you also definitely want the stippled grip tape for exactly the same reason, ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. So it gives you some of that mobility. Now what happens, the mobility looks really good here, but what happens is these next attachments are really going to kill it, and here's what it is. So most guys are going to tell you to run the Forge Tac Marauder and run the Torrent Barrel. But what happens is you end up with the mobility being pretty bad on it. And I found that, yeah, these give you lots of extra range and sound suppression and tighter damage, tighter pellet spread. That's what both of these do. And they basically just max your range out. But I find a little bit better to take a slight nerf on the range, because this already has pretty good range as it is, and get the mobility back. And what I mean by that is I'm running the choke instead. So it still gives you tighter pellet spread and damage range. Now it doesn't make the gun quiet, but I mean, let's be honest, it's a shotgun. So you definitely get a bunch of mobility back. Look at that. So I'm running the choke, and then instead of the torrent, I'm running the influx barrel, which still is damage range and tighter pellet spread. But again, it gives you a bit of that mobility back, and it actually has a bit more damage than what the torrent barrel does. Now, so I find this is really great because it gives me way better mobility, actually better than stock, even with all of the attachments added. Now, there's 2 different magazines you can run, and you saw me run them both. You can run the 20 round drum, which gives you lots of bullets, which is really good, especially if you're playing quads. And I really do like it this way. However, you can see here, you get a pretty big nerf to movement speed. Or the Dragon's Breath actually don't impact your movement speed at all and give you yet even more damage because of all that damage over time, right? So 3,000 Fahrenheit magnesium shards torch enemies dealing damage over time. So that's the dot I was talking about. So that certainly helps, especially if you get down and the guy's still alive. That damage over time can probably down him while you're selfing. And I've had that happen. So you can choose either magazine, whatever it is you like. I would like the 20 round mag and the Dragon's Breath. Try both of them out and see which one you like. And hit me up in the comment section down below and let me know which mag you like better, whether you like the less with the Dragon's Breath or you want the more with the 20 when you try this build out. It's really good. And if you haven't got figured out how to level up guns really fast, I posted a video on how to fast level guns. I'll link it right here. You just do it in the lobby and make yourself a lobby loadout. It works really well, but check that video out for how to do that. And man, I'm telling you, this has been really successful for me on Rebirth. I like that it's automatic, and I like that it's got a Dragon's Breath option. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have you tried out shotguns, or are you going to give them a shot? They're super easy to level now that we can level the guns up in the lobby right when you're playing. So give it a shot, level this one up if you haven't. Try it out and let me know what mag you prefer. Let me know if you like shotguns. I know SMGs are really meta, but if you really want to try some aggressive gameplay where you're getting right up in guys' faces and pushing, shotguns are beautiful for that. They definitely make those close range engagements, you know, fun and different than maybe what you're playing before when you're playing a bit more of the long game and shooting down hallways with an SMG with a shotgun. You just rush and blast and start blasting it in a room. So it's pretty fun for that. So anyways, give it a shot and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I've got a couple more videos coming out this week, so stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, if you don't see me in Warzone, you don't see me in multiplayer, it's only a matter of time, baby. James out.